Hi, this is 20-year-old Zaya, and I felt like kind of reflecting on being 20 because I know turning 21 doesn't sound crazy, but to me, I'm extremely nostalgic, and getting older and becoming more of an adult is really scary. Um, but it's also beautiful, and I especially want my older self to realize how wonderful it was and how terrifying it was. And so what other way to do that than make a video? Um, 20 has been crazy. So it's January 19th. It's 8:19 p.m. My birthday is January 20th, so that's tomorrow. There's Stormy in the back. Tonight, I'm going to play some Minecraft and then go to bed. But I just kind of want to reflect. I think I've learned so much, and this is gonna be jumbled. I'm just gonna talk about whatever I want, and it's not really gonna make sense probably, but that's okay. I think I've discovered so much about myself, which you do, as per usual, but I've just learned so much about myself and what I like and what I need and what I want to work on. Something big I've learned now that I'm becoming an adult is you can be having a really hard time and life will keep throwing wrenches at you and you'll just be dealing with shit all the time. And I think I've learned how to handle that really well. I think it's very important to understand that the world's not ending, you know? It's just one little bump in a sidewalk of the rest of your life. And I think I forget that sometimes, though. And I want to be more relaxed and more chill and not so stressed all the time because I'm always, I don't want to let these things consume me because I feel like a lot of the time as you get older, you have more things you're responsible for and you have more things that can go wrong, and I don't want that to consume me and who I am to my core and make me more negative or less of myself, because I've always been told that I have a lot of sparkle, I've got a lot of spunk, especially when I was a kid. Obviously now still, especially by my grandma. Love you, grandma. But yeah, I think the transition between ages is such a beautiful thing, and I know it's like you celebrate it, you have your birthday party, you do whatever, but being able to reflect on it is really cool. And every year I get this as I'm getting older, and I know I'm only 20 right now, 21 almost, but still, as I'm getting into my adult ages, every year I find myself to have a little bit like pre-birthday blues. Pre-birthday blues, that's a nice word for it. Today I woke up and I was just kind of sad that I was turning 21, and I just want my mom and dad, I want to be a kid again for the most part. I want to be a kid again, minus the parts that were really hard and really scary. But those parts have shaped me a lot to who I am today, and I think my younger self, if I'm looking at 5-year-old Zaya Barhuglin, excuse my Mongolian pronunciation, my mom used to call me brown mouse. Barhuglin is that. My pronunciation isn't very good. I'd be really proud of myself now and think I've turned into a really awesome person. And I think it's really easy for me to be really hard on myself and think, oh, I'm so ugly, I'm so dumb, I'm not good at this, I'm not gonna make it. But in 10 years, I'm gonna be like, wow, I had it so good at 20, 21, whatever age, It's like the same now. It's like you always want what you can't have. When I was a kid, I wanted to be an adult so bad. And now that I'm an adult, I want to be a kid. And it's just gonna keep happening. Your grandparents are always like, I wish I was young again, So I need to be more in the moment and more present. And I have a really hard time remembering things, and I think a big part of that is I'm not present. I'm always yearning for something else, for being younger, for not having so many responsibilities. Because at 20, I had a lot of responsibilities, honestly. At least, or in the circle I'm in, and the people that I know, like, most people don't have as many as I do, but I know there is people who do also. I pay for my own health insurance. I pay part of my car payment. I don't live at home. I'm also not going to school. I invested all my stuff into a business, all my college money into a business. I'm a freelance cinematographer. And I'm gonna be a DP one day, and I'm gonna make movies. So, catch you all in the theaters. But I don't even remember what I was saying. Interesting. I totally lost my track of thought with that. This year I have met a lot of really good people, and I've gotten to have some crazy opportunities, and I've gotten really close with amazing people. Obviously this year I have spent a lot of time with my boyfriend Isaac, and I love him so much, and he means the world to me. There's Oliver in the back. I've spent a lot of time with Oliver and Stormy, my cats. They're like 9 years old right now. They're almost 10, which is really sad, but I've had them since I was little. I was like 12, and we got them, they were kittens, and I love them so much, and they've helped me through so much. Yes, they're cats, but they're my spirit cats. I've spent a lot of time this year with Sophia and Fatima, and Natalie, some of my best friends. Lots of laughs, lots of crying, happy tears. I moved to Salt Lake this year, being 20, and I lived with Sophia before, so not living with her, it was a hard adjustment because we're like, I can't twist my fingers, we're like this, and yeah, it was interesting, but, you know, new journeys, and we still hang out all the time, and I hang out with Fatima all the time, and I hang out with Natalie all the time. I live with Natalie, actually, and I live with my roommate Taylor, who I've spent a lot of time with this year, and I love her as well. She's gonna go serve our country. I've gotten really close with a couple of friends, Ada and Haley. I love them so much. Haley I work with, and Ada I used to work with, and she's so freaking talented. I really love my family. I think as I've gotten older, you know, I want to do more for my family, and I want my relatives to feel more seen, because when you're a kid you can only do so much, and now it's like I want to see my grandparents whenever I can, and my aunt and my uncle and my other aunt, and my dad and my mom. Like I want to see everyone, because the older I'm getting, I'm realizing how important they are, and I've always known they're important, but like they are so important. And I love my dad. I'm 20, he still helps me all the time. He's been through a lot, and he's carried me through a lot. And you know, to this day, still, I bug him about things all the time. I ask him, Dad, how do I do my taxes? Gives me a CPA, you know, things like that. That was corny, I'm sorry. I love my mom as well, a lot. We've had our moments, but everyone, like, being able to still have a loving relationship with her is so important to me. And my siblings, I love my siblings. Don't even get me started on that. But yeah, I don't even know what I'm talking about, guys. While being 20, I've gotten really into the Avatar movies so far. Put me on Pandora. I love them. I think some of the most music I listen to being 20 is like Blood Orange. Specifically, You're Not Good Enough by Blood Orange. Such a good song. I've started to learn I really like funk music. I love funk music. And I'm sorry if this video is awkward. If anyone's made it this far, that's amazing. I still really want to live in California. I feel so connected to the ocean. I don't even know how to describe it. Anytime I'm by an ocean, I just feel so much better. My brain feels calm, finally. I don't feel so erratic, because I definitely think I have ADHD, but undiagnosed, so, but probably. So I'd love to live in California. I don't have any connections out there to do work yet, and it's also really expensive, and I'm not ready to leave everyone behind quite yet. But hopefully one day I can move there. I'm interested to see where my 20s will take me. And I'm really interested to see where being 21 takes me. I've gotten some really crazy opportunities. Like I said, I've gotten to work on a Ralph Lauren commercial, a Yellowstone movie, not movie, TV show. I've gotten to work on a really, like, a Hallmark movie. I've gotten to work with a really cool company and hard jewelry, and I've gotten to, I've grown a lot. My work has gotten a lot better, my skill, my attention to detail, and it's only going to keep getting better. And it's really easy for me to be like, oh, I'm 20. I should be so much better than I am now. But I'm 20. And comparison is the thief of joy. And so I need to stop. I need to stop. Zaya, if you're watching this in the future, you need to remember your roots. I still collect a little pet shop. I'm 20. But I actually had to stop because it's getting a little expensive. And I don't have space in my apartment. Yeah. I'm really excited to see where my work takes me next year. I really hope I can get some sort of out-of-state or out-of-country opportunity. That'd be amazing. I got to pull focus, be an AC for the first couple times this year. My past year being 20. Everything's about me being 20, by the way. And that was that was so fun. I love being an AC. Pulling focus is really fun. It's really scary at first, but I'm getting better at it. I started taking upon reading again. I have tried a little bit in the past, but I'm like actually doing it. And I also started working out regularly and like lifting again after my car accident I had when I was 19, so 2025. 2024. Sorry, this was 2024. I hurt my chest, but I've finally been at the point where I've been able to work out more, and I'm starting to get more in shape and look more how I want and feel how I want. Because at this point, like, yes, I'd love to look a certain way, but my physical health is so much more important than that. And I found meals I really love. I've eaten so much onigiri this past, like, being 20. Like, I've eaten so much. There's a place 5 minutes away from my house. I go there all the time. And yeah, I think going into being 21, I really just want to bring a lot of love and authenticity, and I don't want to ever dull my sparkle. I don't ever want to dull my authentic self because I'm getting older and I'm thinking, oh, I need to, but I think it's really what makes me special, and it makes me stand out. And I know some people might not like it, but I need to learn to love it, and I just want to look at everyone with love and treat everyone that way, and I want to be more level-headed. I want to stress myself out less. I think I get stressed out really easy, and I get really worried I'm gonna fail, and I'm not gonna make it, or I'm not gonna do something I want to put myself to. And it's okay to fail, because being 20, I have messed up so many times, and I have made so many mistakes, and I've cried a lot, and I've been frustrated a lot, but I've learned so much every single time. I have pushed my body so hard as well, and it's like, I learned so much, and I learned what I can't handle and I can't handle. And the truth is, I can really handle anything, because as long as I have that mindset, and I know I have that strength, I can. I also want to stop rushing. I think I always am trying to move so fast. Even washing my face, I'm speed washing my face. But it's okay to slow down. I'm not always in a rush. I can just breathe. I recently also, Forgot what I was gonna say. Started drinking a lot of tea. I love tea. Got an espresso machine for Christmas, so that was really fun. But yeah. Feels like I'm not turning 21 tomorrow. It feels really strange. I'm quite excited for my plans tomorrow, actually. But yeah, I'm really grateful to have a lot of people who I know love me, and I love them around me, and people who challenge me and push me to be my best self, and it's really important. And I want to go and, like, let myself know that it's okay to not be perfect as I get older. It's okay not to be perfect and not get it right always, and I am constantly growing, and I need to keep I need to keep growing. I need to keep learning. I need to be so open-minded, which is, I want to be even more open-minded than I am now. I want to be yards more open-minded. So yeah. And I need to fix my car. Yeah. I just love to imagine my younger self, and I have boxes under my bed of stuff from my childhood because I am the most nostalgic person I have ever met. It consumes me. And I'm trying to not let it consume me negatively, because it can make me really sad. But it's important I look at it with grace and appreciate it rather than see me growing up as a bad thing. Because I'm always going to want something I don't have. Or I don't have anymore, or I can't have yet. And I'm really excited to see what there is in store for me being 21 and getting older from there. What there is to discover about myself and what there is to learn about myself. Because there's only so much you can learn every year about yourself and at every phase of your life. And I'm really excited. And I'm really excited to be here with the people I love. And I'm gonna watch more movies, and I'm gonna keep being creative. I'm gonna challenge myself. I'm gonna create some cool ass shit. And I want to keep learning. I don't ever want to stop learning. But yeah. I think growing up it's a beautiful but terrifying thing. And I'm really feeling both right now. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're only turning 21, it's not that bad. But like, I am feeling it very deeply. So yeah. This is my 20-year-old self. 20-year-old self. I feel 16 still. I feel like a high schooler still. And so that's why it feels so weird. Because I'm like, when did I become an adult? But, yeah. This is my 20-year-old self who's turning 21 in approximately 3 hours and 23 minutes. And I love you, I love myself, I love everyone around me, and I'm so excited to see what Big 21 has in store for me. And I'm so excited to keep evolving and look on the past and appreciate the past while moving forward. And that's all from me. Bye.